Hey everyone, today I want to show you just how much the Ghost has evolved since its first appearance in Halo Combat Evolved. Now, just like other vehicles in Halo, the Ghost has had some minor and significant changes to its design and the way in which it's used in each respective Halo game. First introduced as the Type 32 Rapid Assault vehicle, the Ghost was the Covenant's standard reconnaissance and rapid attack vehicle primarily seen in Halo Wars, Reach, CE, 2, 3 ODST, and 4, with Halo 5 Guardians introducing a newer model of the Ghost called the Type 54 Rapid Attack Vehicle, which had 3 different variants, which I'll discuss later in the video. Alrighty, without further ado, grab your popcorn, or a salad if you're keeping your New Year's resolutions, and let's jump in to the evolution of the Ghost throughout Halo. Halo Combat Evolved was so amazing for its time, and completely changed the gaming world for the better, influencing so many of today's FPS titles to follow in the same direction. One thing that really stood Halo apart from the other first-person shooters at the time was its large-scale levels, in which you traversed as the Master Chief by foot or by vehicle to successfully complete. The Ghost was the Covenant vehicle first introduced to us during the second mission of Halo CE, being Halo, alongside its flying counterpart, the Banshee. To match the UNSC vehicles available to drive in the game, Bungie decided to let the player be able to drive and pilot both the Ghost and Banshee, which really amplified the fun and mayhem in the game. The Ghost in particular was more accessible to the player during Halo CE, with plenty more opportunities to drive it compared to the Banshee. It is purple in colour, matching that of the Covenant, and has remained the same up until Halo 4, where it changed to a dark shiny blue, matching the colour of the Wraith. From a design standpoint, the Ghost is more similar to an aircraft than a ground vehicle due to its 2 small wings. The Ghost is armed with 2 linked forward firing plasma cannons, which serve as automatic anti-infantry weapons, running on only a small power source. Now in Halo CE, the Ghost fires both plasma cannons at the same time and doesn't have a boost mechanic, although the normal speed of the Ghost is faster than its future counterparts with the boost. The Ghost can also air brake, which is where you press the jump button on your controller to slightly lift the nose of the Ghost, allowing you to jump over some obstacles and barriers, or even splatter enemies more easily. The air brake ability can be seen in every Halo game that utilises the Type 32 Ghost. Another interesting thing about the Combat Evolved Ghost is that its plasma cannons had the same sound as the plasma pistols, plasma rifles, and Banshee's firing sounds. Thankfully, this was changed in Halo 2 to give the vehicle some much needed individuality, and then when the time came for Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary, this was also changed. Halo 2 brought with it a few changes for the Ghost, in particular adding a boost ability while slowing down its normal speed, making the fuel cell vulnerable, slightly downsizing it, and also adding an eject feature when the Ghost's fuel cell received too much damage. After being destroyed, the Ghost's propulsion drive overloads, causing a second explosion that can damage or kill players. It looks like this. Another cool change is that the Grunts now became able to drive the Ghost alongside the Elites and Brutes, which ultimately made it easier for the player to kill them and take their Ghost whenever they were driving, as you could simply pop them off from afar with ease. Halo 3 and Halo 3 ODST decreased the firing rate of the Ghost's plasma cannons and introduced an infrared display on its dashboard, whilst also removing their latest feature on the Ghost being the propulsion drive explosion that occurred after its destruction. Design-wise, the Ghost hasn't exactly changed, despite a subtle difference in its colour taking on a different shade of purple. Halo Wars, while not being an FPS title, still included the Ghost alongside other Covenant vehicles, where it was a very fast, manoeuvrable scout unit that could be very easily destroyed due to its weak armour. It is the equivalent to the UNSC's Warthog and the Brute Chopper, and is useful for collecting supplies to speed construction in the early minutes of matches. It was very effective against infantry units, but performed quite poorly against most armoured vehicles, turrets, and air units. The most effective use of the Ghost in Halo Wars was to utilise it for hit and run tactics against infantry and light vehicles. Ghost in Halo Wars had 3 upgrades that you could use, those being the Boosted Ram, which gives the Ghost the ability to ram enemies, Strafe, enabling the Ghost to dodge most incoming grenade and rocket attacks, and Scout Shield, which added an energy shield around the Ghost that would deflect incoming damage. Halo Reach introduced many more changes for the Ghost, making the fuel cell again vulnerable, whilst making it spin whenever you moved or entered the vehicle. It's harder and faster to turn here than ever before, even without boosting, and is less prone to flipping over compared to the previous titles. The rear section of the Ghost can now pivot and swing freely as the vehicle executes sharp turns or maneuvers. The Ghost can also strafe whilst boosting, but bear in mind only slightly, and after taking enough damage, the plasma cannons become increasingly inaccurate, and after succumbing to the damage, the Ghost will begin to vibrate while hovering. Similar to the rest of Halo Reach's vehicles, the Ghost received quite a visual upgrade when compared to its predecessors, becoming a lighter shade of purple. Another thing to mention is that the boost ability now has a cooldown and can only be used for a limited time, which is almost identical to the armor abilities introduced in Halo Reach. The Ghost in Halo 4 had some noticeable changes when compared with Reach. In particular, the colour changed from purple to a dark shiny blue, like mentioned earlier, which really made the vehicle match the Wraith, as they both had that same dark finish. The Ghost becomes harder to control in Halo 4, with the splatter damage becoming very similar to the Ghost from Halo Combat Evolved. As the Ghost takes damage, the dashboard colour changes and releases a beeping sound, indicating to the player just how much of its health remains. In the mission Forerunner, Cortana uses the Master Chief's energy shield system to increase the performance and boost capability of the Ghost to escape from the clutches of the Didact. Now, this is the only time we ever see this and get to use it in game, although it's still pretty cool to see. Finally, the Type 54 variant of the Ghost that we see in Halo 5 Guardians was a replacement for the outdated Type 32 Ghost that was used during the Human Covenant War. It operates basically the same, although it offers more protection for the user and has a higher performance. A couple of changes were made, including the second gravity drive being added and the flaps on the wings raising when the Ghost is boosting. The Type 54 Ghost has 3 other variants, which include the Sword Ghost, Ultra Ghost, and Temple Ghost. The Sword Ghost has thicker armor than normal and was used by the Swords of St. Helios. The Ghost Ultra has significantly improved armor and more powerful plasma cannons that explode on impact, although they fire slightly slower than normal. The Temple Ghost is a powerful Ghost with thick armor, better handling, and the ability to fire while boosting, which makes it very easy to splatter enemies and other players. I want to quickly give a mention to Halo Wars 2 that introduced the Banished faction and along with it, the Banished Ghost. This Ghost is a modified variant of the Type 32 Ghost, and just like other vehicles in the Banished faction, was reinforced with additional armor plating, primarily on the wings, front fuselage, and cockpit. The armor plating is silver in colour with red detailing that has been applied over the present vehicle. Banished Ghost is very similar to the Ghost in Halo Wars as a scout unit, with the ability to ram and gain a shield, whilst also being able to detect cloaked units. Will we see the Banished Ghost in Halo Infinite, or will the Type 54 Ghost variants make a return? Only time will tell. Alrighty guys, that's going to wrap it up for today. I hope this has helped you get a full understanding of the Ghost in Halo and its evolution over time since Halo CE. This video was inspired by Late Night Gaming's Evolution series, which I fully recommend watching, although I had wanted to make this video for a long time now, as the Ghost is my favourite vehicle in Halo and was the sole reason I placed Ghost in my name. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the Ghost, or even any of the vehicles in Halo, or which is your favourite. As always, thanks so much for watching. If you found this helpful at all, please like the video and subscribe if you want to support me that bit extra. Until next time guys, have a good one.